Hi guys, welcome to video number 7, the BB36 beginner guitar course. Now the last time we talked about chords, I taught you guys 4 very common chords, which are the G, C, D, and E minor. Today, we're going to be learning 4 more chords to help you play even more songs. These chords are also very common chords, so it's good to learn them early on. But before we get to that, I want to thank our sponsor Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Skillshare is an online learning platform with thousands of premium quality video courses on almost any topic you can think of. So if you're into filmmaking, photography, logo designing, you name it, Skillshare has a course on that. And they're rolling out new courses every day, so you're never going to run out of things to watch. And the bonus is that they're ad-free, so you won't be bothered by ads while you're trying to learn something in peace. I recommend a course on Skillshare. It's called 4 Chords 1000 Songs. In that course, the teacher goes into detail about basic chords. He talks about progressions, and he teaches you how to do really cool things with only 4 chords. So if you want to check that out, head over to Skillshare right now because they're actually giving away 30 days free trial to the first 1,000 people who click my link in the description below. So head over there right now, get your free trial for 30 days. And yeah, thank you again Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Okay, so the 4 chords we're learning today are the A major chord or the A chord, the E major chord or the E chord, the A minor chord, and the F chord. Now you might be a little worried when you hear F chord because this is typically played with a bar and that might be a little difficult for beginners. But don't worry because today I'm going to be teaching you an easy version of the F chord where you do not have to bar. So stick around. So let's start with the A chord. On the A chord, you take your first finger, press it down on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. 2nd finger presses down 2nd fret, 3rd string, 3rd finger, 2nd fret, 2nd string. Okay, so this is what the A chord looks like. Now for the A chord, you do not play string number 6. So this is what each individual string sounds like, starting from the 5th string. And altogether it sounds like this. And that's your A major chord or your A chord. Now we move on to the E major chord or the E chord. Now setting this up is similar to the E minor chord. So you take your 2nd finger, press it down on the 2nd fret of string number 5. 3rd finger presses down on the 2nd fret of string number 4. And this, as you can see, is already the E minor chord. Okay, but to make it an E major chord, you take your 1st finger and you press it down on the 1st fret of the 3rd string, and that creates your E major or your E chord. Now for the E chord, we play all 6 strings, starting from string number 6. All together. That's your E major chord or your E chord. Now our next chord is the A minor chord. Now for the A minor chord, it's the same shape as your E chord, except all the fingers move down 1 string each. Okay, so your 1st finger moves down 1 string, your 2nd finger moves down 1 string, and your 3rd finger down 1 string, and this is your A minor chord. For the A minor chord, just as the A major chord, we do not play string number 6. So this is what each individual string sounds like. All together. And that is your A minor chord. So now we move on to the F chord. Typically, you'll see the F chord played like this with the bar. But today we're going to play it without the bar. And how to do this is simply take your 1st finger, press it down on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. 2nd finger presses down the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and your 3rd finger, 3rd fret, 4th string. Now this looks similar to the C chord we learned last time, and this is what the C chord looks like. So the only difference is that your 2nd finger and your 3rd finger move 1 string down each. So 1, 1, and this becomes your F chord. Okay, for the F chord, we do not play string 6, 5, and 1. Okay, so to mute string 6 and 5, you can use your thumb. To mute string 1, you can slightly bend finger number 1 so that it touches string number 1 and it's muted. Okay, so you're only playing actually 3 strings for this F chord. So this is what those strings sound like. And all together, the F chord. That's your F chord. Okay, and those are the 4 chords that we're adding to our arsenal of chords. Now these 4 chords are also very common chords and they're going to help you learn a lot more songs. Now let's talk a little bit about some tips to making your chords sound good. A good tip is to always use the tip of your fingers, okay? The tip of your finger, instead of using this part of your finger, okay? So always use the tip of your fingers so that you can really press down on it and it'll sound good. Because if you don't use the tip of your fingers, if you're using the softer, fleshier part of your finger to press down, a lot of the strings are going to be muted, okay? So remember to always use the tips of your fingers so they sound good. And a tip for learning how to move from one chord to the other is to stick with one chord at a time. So for example, you're learning the E major chord. So you do the E major chord, let go, shake off your hand, and do the E major chord again until you're very familiar with the E major chord, that it produces muscle memory, so you don't even have to think about it anymore. When you say E major, your fingers just go into place without even having to think about where to place them, okay? So once you're good at that, once your fingers know exactly what that chord should be like, and then you move on to the next chord. So you move on to your A minor chord, for example. Shake it off until your fingers memorize what the A minor chord feels like. Okay, muscle memory is extremely important when you're learning chords. And then you move on to your F chord. Shake it off. And then you can do your A major chord. Shake it off. And when your fingers are really familiar with each chord, that's when you can start learning how to transition between chords. So you can go from an A to the E to the F to the A minor, and you can start picking up speed. Again, always start slow and then pick up speed. Focus on accuracy. You don't want to be changing so quickly but they sound so bad, okay? So it's better if you start slower and then pick up speed slowly, as long as they sound as long as your chords sound good all the time, okay? Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful. Please give it a thumbs up, and if you're new, please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when there's a new video that comes out. And if you want to check out more videos on this course, head over to the description. I have a link there to the course playlist. And yeah, again, thank you Skillshare for sponsoring this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which is coming out next week.